So in today's video, we're gonna take a look at Regenerator, a Minecraft plugin which will regenerate certain blocks when they're broken in selected areas or worlds. But it does that in a very cool and unique way. And today I'm gonna show you exactly how it all works. Before we start, do make sure to subscribe to my channel. And thanks a lot to the developer of Regenerator for sponsoring this video. So let me tell you a little bit more about how this plugin exactly works. Inside of your Minecraft server, you will be able to select regions or entire worlds. Now, any ore or other specified block that are broken inside of one of those regions or worlds will be added to a queue. And every 50 minutes, that entire queue will be regenerated in a very efficient way, so it doesn't cause any lag for your server. So the main command we will be using is /regen menu. By doing this, you will have the option to see the regions, see statistics. You're also able to see your already added worlds. And then here at the bottom, we can create a new region, we can reload the plugin or add a world. So let's first start with creating a region. How does that work? We're simply gonna click on create new region over here, and that will give me a nice little handy tool. Now I'm gonna select this area over here. So I'm gonna left click on this wool block, then I'm gonna right click in the other corner. So now this whole area is selected, and after that we're gonna type done. No slashes, it's not a command, just done in chat. Press enter, and there we go. This is now a region. So that means that when I now break a block inside of this area, it will be added to a queue. Now we can't see the queue in game, but the queue is very much there. So I'm gonna break this block, bam. It is now in a queue, and every 15 minutes, that queue will be regenerated. Now, of course, you can change the interval in the config if you want. And now when I type regenerate, I can basically force the whole queue to be regenerated. So we don't actually have to wait the 15 minutes, but it will just regenerate right away. So I'm gonna do regenerate, press enter, and there we go. The blocks are back, looking great. Now, what makes this plugin different from many others is that the whole queue has been regenerated, not just this area. So that means that if I would create a second region, just simply a left click and then right click, we're gonna type done. There we go. This is now also a region. I can now remove blocks from both this area and from this area, and all of them will be added to that same queue. So as soon as we force the whole queue to regenerate, in both regions, blocks will respawn, like you can see. Now, of course, it are not all blocks. If you want to know which blocks specifically, we're going to go back to the Regenerator menu, and then we're going to click on regions. And over here, you can see which regions I've created, but also which blocks will be regenerated. By default, these are just all the ores. But if you want to add other types of blocks to this, then you totally can in the config. Now, what makes this so cool is you cannot just add regions. We can also add entire worlds. So back in the region menu, I'm now going to click on add a world. And then I'm going to add the world Nether. There we go. We've clicked. The world Nether has been added as a Regenerator world. So that means that now every single ore I break in this region, and every single ore in this region, and every single ore that's located inside of the Nether world will be added to that same queue. So there we go. I've removed a lot of blocks in both of these regions. Now we're gonna go to the Nether. And over here you can see we got some beautiful ores. I will just mine them. Gonna steal all of them. There we go. Beautiful. Now all of the blocks I just broke will now all be in the queue. And when we force the queue to be regenerated, there we go. These blocks will all appear again. But when we go back to the overworld, you can see that also these regions have been regenerated. So you only have to use regions if you're not adding the entire world. Adding a region inside of the Nether will be completely useless because every single ore inside of the Nether will now already be regenerated every 15 minutes or every single time you execute this command. Now, when we go back to the list of regions and when we check at what blocks they actually respawn, you can see there's also something called replant sapling. Now it is on false, but when we add an entire world and we're gonna add the overworld, you will see that for the overworld, replant sapling is on true. Now that means that saplings will automatically be replanted as soon as you mine a tree. So there we go. There's the sapling. It's literally that easy. So just mine the first block of the tree and the sapling will be there right away. It's super easy. Now let's say you have a huge Minecraft server with more than 100 players online and you add an entire overworld to the regeneration list. Then obviously a lot of ores will need to be regenerated every single time. This plugin works very efficient though. It will regenerate per chunk. By default, it will only regenerate 3 chunks at a time. But this you can completely customize if you want. So even if you have a gigantic world and many blocks were broken, there will be no performance impact when the regeneration is actually happening. It is really cool. And that is gonna be everything for now. I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. A link to Regenerator can be found down below. And then I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!